Hey everyone, how's it going? Hey, this is Mike Colleen at MikeColleen.com, MikeKollin.com. All right, so today we're going to talk about, it's probably something, not probably, it's something women don't know and they don't understand, but when they find out, it alleviates a lot of hurt, a lot of confusion, and a misunderstanding of, well, why wouldn't he do this? All right, so we're talking about emotional fulfillment, but the question is, how do men receive emotional fulfillment? When you understand that, you'll understand why he thinks everything is okay in a relationship when it's really not. And also why he's not giving you emotional fulfillment, okay? So, I'll make it real quick, real easy. Here's how it goes. What I'm going to tell you is going to shock you, but remember the whole purpose of the course is to teach men to do it the female way first so you can get mental stimulation and then emotional fulfillment through the right brain language, communication, and then connect physically, because that's the way a woman connects, okay? And a little tip for guys, and again, it's a little tip, it is nowhere near what I would need to teach you. Talk a lot. She needs to talk and talk and talk because it goes first mental communication, then emotional, then physical. All right, now that being said, ladies, so the way to a woman's heart is communication. How do you think, or what is the way to a man's heart or emotions? It's from the groin up. It's literally through sex. In the old wives' tale, women will say, "Oh, you got to feed a man because the doorway to his heart is through his stomach." Not really. It's nice. We love food. We'll appreciate it. But if you want him to open up emotionally, believe it or not, here's what happens. It's really simple. It's scientific, but still very simple. What happens is when men have sex, they once they have an orgasm, there's a chemical called oxytocin. And when oxytocin is released into his bloodstream, it relaxes him. Because oxytocin for men acts as a relaxant. For women, it acts as a caffeine high, as a stimulant. So it puts her on like a caffeine high. And what releases it into a woman's system is communication, talking and talking and talking. And yes, guys, this is why once a woman starts talking, she can't stop. Because that oxytocin, once it hits her brain, she just will not stop talking. All right? But again, that's the doorway to a woman's heart. And that's the doorway to a woman's body, sex. All right? So there is a process. And remember, ladies, I do teach this process to men in the course and how to do it. Okay, that's a completely different story. So my overall thought is this, or my purpose of this video is this. What happens is when oxytocin is released into his bloodstream, as I said, it acts as a relaxant. So once it gets into his blood, it goes through all his muscles and every nerve, every fiber, and it relaxes everything, his muscles, his nerves, his lungs. He just breathes deep and he's like, and that's why after sex, men fall asleep. I bet you've been wondering why. Because women are waiting for you to start talking now because she can sense that, wait, he's in his emotions, okay? So let me give the scientific answer to that. So what happens is when oxytocin goes into his blood, in his body, it relaxes him. But when it goes up into the brain, there's an artery controlled by the lower brain. And when it hits that artery, it relaxes the artery and allows the blood to flow up into the larger left and right brain, opening him up to his emotional processor, his right brain. Thus, he's feeling emotional fulfillment or emotions, and he's very content and relaxed. He's like, oh, I feel good. I feel content. So now he's ready to go to sleep. And that's why, now watch this. Humans make a lot of projections or assumptions. We assume, well, if I'm feeling this good, she must be too, and she must be happy and feeling this loving, wonderful feeling that I'm feeling. No, guys, that's not what's happening. A woman is neurologically wired to go 1, 2, and then 3. So technically it's left brain communication, the mentally stimulating, and then she'll switch over to right brain eventually. And when this is completed with filled with communication, it's like a lockbox. It pops open, and then she connects emotionally. And when you give her right brain internal, emotionally fulfilling language, that's another lockbox. And after a while, once it's full, pump, it pops open, and then she'll connect physically with you. And now she has emotional fulfillment. She connects with you, and then after sex, you get emotional fulfillment. And it creates a flow in the relationship, and it builds and adds the energy to the relationship. When you do it the other way around, when a man just has sex, she can't go up to her heart. So a man goes from the groin to the heart, she goes from here to the heart. We're trying to reach the same place, but we do it in two opposite directions. So when you do it the male way and you have sex without emotionally fulfilling communication, I'll tell you what it's like. It's like putting a bar over the battery in the car to the two poles, the negative and the positive, and that will either drain the energy and you'll feel exhausted in relationships. And that's why you guys feel exhausted. The other thing it will do, it will build and build up just like a car battery, the energy, and it will explode. If you don't learn how to do this, that's what's going to happen in your relationships. And that's why men and women, when they're madly in love over a couple years of time, they end up getting a divorce. Hey, this is Mike Colleen. If you want to learn more in depth, go to Mike Colleen, MikeKollin.com. See you soon. Bye.